All right, I stopped at my first sandbar. I'm gonna search from there down to there, do a quick search, and then get back on the water and be on my way. You know, my main concern when coming out here, well, I have a number of concerns, but I've never floated this part, this stretch that I'm doing. So I don't know how long it's gonna take me, especially if I'm getting in and out of the water. So we'll just take it slow and hopefully I can find something cool, like a bison tooth or something along here, and then we'll move on down the river. This has been beautiful. So far, so good. All right, well, that walk didn't yield me anything, so we will get back on the river and check the next spot. It's peaceful and calm out here. Water looks like it's moving fast, but when you're on it, it's not really pushing you that fast, but it's nice to have current, so I don't have to paddle as much. There's a herd of deer up there on the bank. If I knew right from left, I'd be able to film better. But there they are. White-tailed deer. Beautiful. Mutual of Omaha is people you can count on when the going's rough. Ah yes, Mutual of Omaha is Wild Kingdom. There's another wide open stretch here. Pretty gentle current for sure. Now, I haven't floated this portion before, the one that I'm doing today, so I'm not going to hit every sandbar because I don't know how long it's going to take me to get to my pickup point. So some of these I'll just look at and pass on by. I saw a bald eagle earlier, but he didn't want to be on camera apparently. But there's an abundance of wildlife out here. There's not a breath of wind out here today. I'm in a part where the current is really, really slow. And just absorbing the beauty and the peacefulness. The view hasn't changed much. Just floating right now, taking a little break. A lot of downed trees. They've probably been here for years. So, as I said before, this is the right height to kayak the Des Moines. 6.5 feet according to the USGS at Stratford. And I'm going to be close to Stratford when I'm done. Now this is pretty interesting in Iowa. Oh, there he goes. There goes the bald eagle. Beautiful. Going up. Of course, I can't see a thing in the viewfinder to tell if I have him. I'm just trusting my dumb luck. But if you see here, we got, this is interesting here to see rock outcroppings here along the river. You see that more in northern Iowa by Decorah, but even along the Boone River here in central Iowa, near Lehigh and Stratford, you have some nice limestone bluffs. I don't know what I'm hearing other than water hitting there. But yeah, that's beautiful. Continues to be beautiful. Check this out. I have to make a decision whether I go to the left or the right. I'm going to choose the right. Sounds a little faster and noisier over there to the left. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but I'll be darned. I didn't know there was an island in the middle of the Des Moines River. I had no idea. An island view over there. Pretty cool. Well, this is a nice stopping point to get a drink and reapply sunscreen. It's pretty bright out here. So I'm going to walk this up and back and see if we can find some bison teeth or something interesting. It's absolutely beautiful out here. No surprises so far. So far, so good. We'll see what we can see. Well, I didn't find anything along the water here, and there's my kayak down there. So I'll search this on my way back and hopefully find something like a bison tooth or something noteworthy to share with you. So far, nothing really, other than that one piece I picked up and I don't know what it is. So, slow going. Well, that was another fruitless search, but I will continue on. I can't imagine living in a place where there would be alligators or crocodiles in the water. That would be terrifying. Of course, I wouldn't be out here in that event, but not a lot of predators here in Iowa. I haven't seen a coyote yet. Saw one person on a boat, a little motorboat. But I'm certainly getting my steps in today. And it's peaceful. See that sandbar there? I've got to avoid that and get on back out here. Here we go. Well, still just cruising along here, taking my time, trying to avoid logs. It's shallowed out here a little bit. Some more bluffs upcoming. I'm about 2 hours into the float. I anticipated it would be 5 hours, but that's kind of a rough guess. Could be shorter than that. Hopefully my phone will hold up and not die out. you can see it gets a little crowded in there with logs and it narrows. And so this is where I get out. I'm just going to walk the shallows here and get around this log jam and continue on my way. Better safe than sorry. I don't feel like trying to navigate those logs. I'll give you a closer look when I get up there. All right, so here's that log jam I wanted to avoid coming through. And so I'm up on this shelf right here. All this sand and sediment. And I'll put right back in, right about here. Right about there to make sure I'm good. But I just want to walk this shelf for a little bit. Sure is nice out here. And I hope you're enjoying coming along with me. Eventually I'm going to have to go off of airplane mode and try to connect to the internet to see how far I am with maps. Not quite sure, but I've got plenty of water and food, so I'll be okay. It'd be nice if something would just reveal itself on the surface here. But it's pretty flat and sandy. And it's pretty cool. I don't know if you were wondering how I'm dressed today, but I have a life preserver on. I decided to wear long sleeves. I'm glad I did. It's pretty bright out here. And got my crummy old tennis shoes on. So it's like I'm the only person out here. Shocker, I know. I forgot to tell you this. Just in that little walk through there, I found this tiny, what I think is a tiny piece of ancient coral. I don't know why that's not focusing very well, but there we go. I think that, I think that's ancient coral. Cute. Well, I'm continuing on at a nice slow pace. There's a hunter's blind over there. Right back in there. Ready for hunting season. Now I've got to avoid these logs here coming up. So I guess I better get to paddling before I drift right into that fallen tree. Here's a nice big sandbar. Looks promising. I'll give this one a try and see what I can find. Maybe slow down a little bit. Maybe that's the issue today. I'm walking too fast, but we'll see what we can find. I'll give you more of an idea of my search area here. There's my kayak up there. Way off in the distance. I better get a move on. I think the 6.5 foot mark is pretty ideal because any higher you might run into something like that. That would not be cool. I want to make sure you don't run into any fallen logs or anything. Hear the cottonwoods whispering. Got a little bit of a breeze in here, which is nice. About 3 hours in, maybe a little more. I think a couple more hours, I'll probably be at my stopping point. We shall see though. Never done it before, and I don't know how fast I'm moving. It's a 5.7 mile float, and I don't think I'm going, if I'm not paddling, I'm not going much more than a mile an hour. So I think I'll start paddling again. This is beautiful. Still floating along here. Taking a little paddling break. Pretty spectacular. I don't really have a feel for how far I've gone, but none to worry. I've got plenty of time and good battery life to film it for you. Breeze is kicked up, that's nice. It's fighting me a little bit, or I'm fighting it, but it's from the south. But that's all right. Glad you're enjoying it, or I hope you're enjoying watching this. Thanks for watching. Well, this is kind of unexpected. It's pretty cool. Looks like we have a bit of an elevation change here. So I'll get through it. I'm not gonna have to paddle hard, but that's a lot of rocks. The view hasn't changed much. Just floating right now, taking a little break. A lot of downed trees. They've probably been here for years. So, as I said before, this is the right height to kayak the Des Moines. 6.5 feet according to the USGS at Stratford. And I'm going to be close to Stratford when I'm done. There's Vegors Cemetery out there on the hill. I've taken you there, I've taken you on a walk there, and there's that obelisk that's out there, that monument to Mrs. Lot, which means I'm close to the finish line for today. I'm getting close to the confluence of the Boone. And I'm glad. 5 hours, it'll be probably about 5 hours by the time I'm done, and that was enough. That was enough. Look at this. People have their lawn chairs. They must live out here. They have their lawn chairs set up. Or their beach chairs. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I hope you have enjoyed this. I'll show you a bit at the end. So the Boone River is straight ahead. Dead ahead on the left. The confluence of the Boone spilling into the Des Moines. Look at how this became covered. This is where I found the bison teeth. And the bison horn. It's all covered with sand now. Boy, did I get lucky last year to find that. It's completely covered now with sand. So now I've got to hoof it a while. Up and around, there's a trail to get back to the boat ramp. So that's where I'll see you next.